to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And I am back. It is a Monday afternoon, and I am tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And this Monday kind of seems to be my new day to do a podcast. I don't know if it's going to stick, but so far right now, it seems to be that is my chosen day. I have no idea why. But here I am. It's a Monday again, and I'm recording again. Now, when will this go out? I don't know. Maybe it'll go out this afternoon. Maybe I'll actually upload it tomorrow. There's a lot that can happen from the time I record this to the time I leave the war room and walk back to my house. I might forget. I don't know. It'll come out. You guys, if you're listening to this, know that it was successfully uploaded to the internet. Should be pretty obvious, but I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is preparing for Christmas. And here we are in Idaho again with the weather report where we kind of started to cool off. We had a little bit of snow. We had a little bit of winter-like weather. And this week we are in the 50s with 2 or 3 days by the middle of the week. Getting into the mid-60s. My grass is still green. It has not died off yet. It's not gone into hibernation. My wife's got rose bushes that are still blooming. It's wild. It's wild stuff, the stuff that's happening here. But whatever. It is what it is. I'm calling it winter at this point. Slowed down here at Patriot Defense, I've slowed down pretty much. I mean, I got a few things going on. I just finished up a big permit class on Saturday, and it went real well. I always say this, but yeah, it's true, man. Lots of good shooters, and there were some newer shooters in the class, and we got them dialed in. Me and my guys got them dialed in and on the right track. And just a couple after a couple drills, they were good to go. So I appreciate that. It was a nice big class. A little windy, but not too bad. It was windy and 50 degrees, so it wasn't horrible. And see, what do I got coming up? I actually have another permit class coming up this Saturday. It was kind of a special order permit class for a family, some people. They had a bunch of family coming into town. And they wanted to know if I could do a permit class for them, and they hit the correct standards. They hit the correct amount of people. I mean, hopefully they'll show up, but they hit the correct number. So here we go. We're going to do a second one in the month of December. That's usually it's kind of unheard of. And if anyone else locally, I'll talk about it. I'll post this on social media as well. If anyone around here wants to jump into it, they said that was fine as well. The more, the merrier. So I kind of look forward to that. Even if it is kind of a small one, which it will be probably, it's fun. It's fun when a whole group of people know each other and their friends, their family, and then they come and they take the permit class and they make up the majority of the class. That's always a real fun time. People giving each other hard times and joking around and being safe still. We had I'm thinking of this last permit class I had a couple days ago. I was on the firing line and I'm walking up and down, and lo and behold, someone in class had one of the notorious SIG P320s. And my guys, as a joke, saw this, I think, and they put him on my end of the firing line. So we got a good laugh about that. He was joking around about this P320 he was shooting, and he did shoot it. But before everyone says I'm crazy, because I've had a couple of people text me, like, you're nuts having those in class. They've been known to fire themselves. I've seen the videos. I totally get it. I'm on board. But when we do my permit class, if there's anything other than my permit class, I probably would have made him change guns. But with it being a permit class, They don't wear the guns around on their persons holstered. The magazine is loaded with 7 rounds. They pick the gun up to shoot it, and when they pick the gun up to shoot it, they put the magazine in, and then they fire all 7 rounds during the drill, and then they drop the magazine and they set the unloaded gun down on the table with the slide lock back. So there's a ton of control in that class as far as when they load the gun, when they fire the gun, when it's actually loaded or when it's empty. All that kind of stuff stays on the table. So I really wasn't that worried about the gun just firing, the gun just going off. But I did kind of keep a close eye on it. I really did. So that's actually, since we've been having all these troubles, that's probably only the first, maybe second P320 that I've actually had come through class. So I don't know. I think a lot of people have seen the news stories. It causes them some concern, and I think they've just left the guns at home. I really think that is what's happening. So I had a shooter in the class she was really new to guns. I think her parents are going to buy her and her sister one for Christmas. Her sister is going to, I'm sorry, looking at my phone here, looking at some upcoming stuff I'm going to talk about. But her sister is going to be in one of my next upcoming permit classes, and their dad is buying him a gun and getting them some firearms, and he hadn't bought them any yet and was wondering if he should just run out and buy the guns so they could have them for class. And I said, nope, don't do that. Send them with some ammo. They could shoot some guns here. And they did, or she did, that way they could get a feel for what they wanted. And she kind of settled in on the Canic, or let's be honest, she shot my Canic. That was pretty much the only one she shot. It was the TTI Combat. But what I really like about the Canics is you can shoot most any of them, and they're all going to be about the same. The different thing is they may look a little different, but the triggers are going to be the same. And the only other difference between them is the sizes of the firearms, right? So I said, hey, look, you like this gun? Well, she did. I said, that trigger is kind of what makes that gun. That trigger is pretty much on every other gun in the fleet. I mean, it might be just a smidge different, but that's pretty much how they are. They're pretty consistent. And so I don't know what her dad's going to get her, but I think she likes the Canics. So just kind of throw that out there, and I'll be interested to see what she ends up with, because they're supposed to come back and actually take another class later on, which reminds me, my gun dealer, the guy I've been buying guns from, Mason, is going to he's going to hear me say this, that I should buy another TX22 and I should buy another Canic, and then that dude is going to put me on his gun list, and he's gonna hit me up and say, I can get you this, I can get you that. And I do appreciate it. Once again, that was Mason over at Ballistic Edge Firearms. Find him on Facebook. He's local to the area. Really good guy. He's got Ballistic Edge Firearms Facebook page, and I should get that guy over here and get him on the podcast. But he's real good. He's like my, when I say gun dealer, well, yeah, he buys and sells, he buys firearms, sells firearms. He's got his FFL, but he's essentially a gun dealer when it comes to me, because the dude calls me up and says, I can get this. Do you want it? But I'd say I want a lot of guns, but that's when I'm sitting at home and I don't have access to purchase them. And when you call me and say, I can get this gun, do you want me to order it? Oh, man, he's a good gun salesman. I'll just give him that much. So he's going to get me in trouble with the wife is what is going to happen. But he's the guy that I actually bought my Springfield Armory Kuna from, which I love that gun. That gun is fun. Everyone I've handed it to loves that gun. It's a blast. It's a blast to shoot. It's so much fun. Handed it over to my 12-year-old the other day. Just clearing plate rack, just not even missing, just ping, 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 ping. Just having a great time. I tell you what, if you're ever thinking about doing putting together or buying like a PCC, a 9mm PCC or something like that, go out and check Coleon Noir's YouTube channel, and he just in the last couple of weeks he did a video on a PCC and how he thinks it's a pretty good home defense gun, and that's exactly what I'm going to build mine up to do, is to be that home defense gun. And I'm getting ready to. This is going to be a process, but I think for all those wondering, where's it at here? What's it called? I think I've dialed in an optic for it. I got to do these, a piece at a time. I think I'm going to go with the HoloSun, the AEMS Pro red dot. So check that out. I think that's the one I'm going to end up with. Why couldn't I just use a basic red dot on there? Because this thing looks sick on there. And I think if I'm going to have this cool gun that I'm eventually going to put a suppressor on, I think it needs to look badass. And that's kind of how I'm doing this build, is everything needs to look sick. This is a cool dot. Check it out. It looks pretty cool. Mount that on. I want this thing to look cool, man. That's what I'm about here, is looking cool. So that'll be the next step of that build. Hopefully I can get that thing ordered sometime this month. We will see. I gotta let the bills come in, and I got to get the bills paid, and I got to see what's left over. So I'll get that taken care of, hopefully, and I'll get that next piece ordered. Now, I talked about how I'm going to reload this winter. Well, I have started. I have been doing nothing but pressing out or popping out old depriming is what it is. Depriming 9mm cases, and what a pain in the butt that is. I forgot how tedious that was. I forgot the way I do reloading. That is such a tedious job. Now, I don't even know how many I've got deprimed, but it seems like quite a few. I look at it and go, that's not the 6K I said I was going to reload. And it's not even close. But good Lord, it's taken me forever. In fact, I just polished up another batch earlier today, and I'm getting ready to start popping them out too. There's not enough Netflix in the world for me to watch while I'm depriming all these stupid cases. I'm going to give up one of these days and actually just start reloading this. I've got a ton of cast bullets made and ready to go, powder coated, and I got a whole bunch that are made and just need to be powder coated. So I'm good to go on that aspect. But once I get these things deprimed, then I got to sit there and I hand prime them, folks. It's my quality control mechanism is I hand prime all these. That is going to be a chore. Let me tell you, that is going to be a big chore. So there you go. That's my life. Hopefully it snows and I get trapped at the house and I can just get this all done. What else am I keep saying that. This is just a real random show. I don't have a pile of stuff in front of me to talk about, but I do got something that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. So I have my men's and women's shooting academies, and I have got a guy that by the name of Dylan. You heard me talk about Dylan before. He was rather new to shooting. I think he might correct me, but I think it was about a little over a year ago. He showed up. He listened to the podcast. He showed up. I think he's taken a bunch of classes from me between then and now. But he started off with a permit class, then a couple private classes. Then I think he jumped into the men's group, the men's shooting academies, and he was, like I said, he was rather new to handguns. This guy is just all over the place now, and he actually just came. He's gotten pretty proficient with his gun. And why is that? Did he get proficient because he took a bunch of classes and he signed up for the men's academy? That didn't hurt. That was part of it. But it's mostly because the dude puts in the time and the effort at home. He does his dry fire. He practices his draws. He goes out and shoots on his own and puts all the stuff he's learned here or he's picked up in classes, he puts it all into use at his own practice time. And I tell people, come take classes from me. Come do all that stuff. That's really important. I'll get you headed and pointed in the right direction. I'll give you things to practice. I'll give you things to work on. Taking a class, then waiting a month, and then taking another class, and waiting a month and taking another class is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But there's so many days, there's so much time in between those classes that you need to go out and do stuff on your own. Anyhow, he showed up, and he was going to challenge the qual for the elite group. And he has got a couple different guns that he shoots and carries. And I thought, okay, I just assumed he was going to run this qual with the Canic. He's got a little Canic Prime that is just awesome. It's been a great gun for him, and I thought that's what he was going to use. He's all outfitted in that thing. He's done thousands and thousands of draws. I mean, I didn't know he has. He did a bunch of them here. He's money. He's dialed with that gun. But he gets here and he decides to use his newest purchase, and he pulls out his Ruger RXM. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, that Ruger RXM is pretty much just kind of it's a little different, but it's pretty much a clone of a third-gen Glock. It's got a little different grip angle, but it's ugly. It's basically that gun. And I'm not even being derogatory when I say this. It's like a $350 gun, maybe $400 gun, but it's not that means anything, but I mean, he had really nice stuff, but he was going to shoot it with this. And then he had put an optic on it, and he wanted to use that optic, which is fine, you can. But the thing was topped off with an Olight optic. It's like $140 optic. Versus these, the Holosuns is what I run, is what I like, and they're pretty inexpensive compared to some of the other ones. But even the Holosuns are $200, $300, $400. And I was like, man, is this really what you want to do? And he goes, yep, I'm going to run this gun. I was like, okay. And so he warmed up a little bit, got a little warm. And the one thing I will say for Dylan is when he shoots, he's got a really good cadence. And he's got a really good, cadence. Like, he's a pretty quick shooter. Good draw, quick shooter. But he is really, he's accurate as well. But, man, he can shoot that gun fast and hit what he's aiming at. And usually when I see someone come out, and I'm not picking on Dylan at all, but I just watch the way people do things. And Dylan has a good draw. He's not as fast as some other people that I've seen. But where he accelerates is just what I said. He's a fast shooter. He can draw, get it out, and usually I say make up your time on the draw, slow down for the shots. Well, Dylan goes fast on the shots, but he's accurate. His cadence is so even, it's so fast, and it's so spot on. It's just amazing to watch. But it worked for him. He ran this qual for the elite, and I thought he was gonna perfect score this thing. It's really not scored on times. You just have to get your shots in a certain area, certain zone. Within each set that you run has to be within a certain amount of time. Well, he did that, not a problem, and all his shots were in. And that's kind of how we score it. All his shots were in till the very end, and he pulled the very last two shots he pulled. And I'm like, what in the world? Man, it was great. He did a great job, fantastic job. I really wish he would have just ran that thing clean. That would have been amazing. And I have to sit down and look at everyone else that has run the qual, and I really think that I got to look at his times just to double check. Maybe I'll do that later on today. But he is probably, I think there's one other guy that's only missed two. A couple other guys, actually, that have only missed two. But I think that time-wise, I think that he's come out on top. I think that's probably the best qual run I've ever seen. So he's got the option now. I don't know if he will, but he's got the option to sign up for the men's academy again, or to go ahead and sign up for the elite group this year. And I believe, which is cool, we need some more members of the elite group. But I also believe that middle of the week, I think, unless I'm confused, Thursday, I think, Alexa will be over, and I think she's going to jump in, and she's going to she's been practicing, and I think she's going to run the qual as well. And she's good. She's pretty good. I'm hoping that she can clear the qual, that she can make it, that she can beat this thing, and she can join the elite group, because that's what she really wants to do. And I think it'd be absolutely amazing to have a woman in with the elite group, because that's like a co-ed group. If I could just get females into that class, that would be fantastic. So fingers crossed. We're hoping that works out. We will see what happens. What else do I got coming up? I have got that. I've got a rifle class coming up, that other permit class. That's pretty much, I mean, I got a few things bouncing around before Christmas, I guess. But I don't have a whole lot going on. It's kind of my slow time of the year, and we'll just see what our winter weather brings us. And, you know, my next permit class, besides the one I got coming up this Saturday, the first one for next year is going to be on January 3rd. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get that class filled. Interesting thoughts on that class, though. And again, my thoughts are random. And I'm going to be announcing this on Facebook, but there's something I'm doing for next year that honestly I should have done like 14 or 15 years ago, but I'm too nice. Now, you've heard me probably once a year, maybe a little more. Sometimes I've jumped in and delved into this topic, and I've had people come and visit me, help me in classes, come in, be on the podcast, and they tell me, I don't know why you're not doing this, but you need to have people prepay for their class, their permit class, because it started out where I would have people randomly, and some people call in, they'll sign up for a permit class. I don't make them pay till the end of the class, and they would call me. Some people would call me and say, hey, look, something came up, I'm not going to be able to make it, and that's cool. I do appreciate that. But more and more, and just a ton in the last 2 years, in the last year alone, it's becoming more and more of a thing where people will sign up for the permit class and then they just won't show up, and I'll get no call, I'll get nothing. And let's talk about the economy here. Let's talk about the way things are going, and let's talk about how I guess I understand to a certain extent why some people may be a no-show. I don't know why they don't call. That's just fucking rude. Sorry, but it is. It's just rude. But you know, I know everything's so expensive. We got fuel, we got food, everything's tight. Money's tight everywhere. I totally get that. Well, guess what? Money's tight here too. And the guys that help me in my class do an absolutely fantastic job. And I go out on the limb and I say, okay, guys, I'm going to have 18 people. I'm going to have 16 people in this upcoming class. I know it's kind of last minute, but I had to wait for the class to see if it was going to fill up enough. Can I get you guys to help me? And they look at their calendars, and they're like, yep, we can come. We can help in the shooting portion of that class. And I pay these guys. They don't do it out of the kindness of, they would. I know they would. They would do it for free. I guarantee you they would. But I'm not going to ask them to do it for free. But I get them scheduled. I get them, on the hook to come out here. And then the morning of, half the class doesn't show up. And I'm not even exaggerating anymore. Like literally half the class sometimes does not show up. And here we go. I have a law enforcement guy coming in. He has to be there regardless. I pay him. Then I have two guys coming to help me, depending on the size of the class. Typically, I love two guys. That puts me and two other guys, three guys on the range for range help, eyes, safety. It works out really, really well. And that's my choice to have that many. And it's my choice to keep you guys safe too, or whoever comes to take the class safe. But I feel really bad. I've done it once or twice. But these guys have scheduled their life. It's the middle of summer. It's springtime. It's beautiful weather. Maybe they like to go camp, and maybe they want to go fishing. I know they like to golf. And they have rearranged their schedules to come and help me. And then I get a hold of them, if I want to save some money because I don't need them all of a sudden because half the class didn't freaking show up, then I got to call them and say, hey, guys, sorry, I don't need you. And then I pretty much screwed up their entire weekend to a certain extent. That is rude. That's not something I want to do. I don't want to treat people like that. But it's hard not to when that's the way I'm being treated when people sign up and don't show up to the class with a no call. It essentially will cost me money because I'm to the point now where I won't tell these guys helping me in class, hey, the class is too small. I don't need you. I just won't anymore. I mean, I'm just like, just come. You scheduled this. You'll make a few bucks. You'll help me out, and you'll leave. And so what I'm saying is this is costing me money, and it's getting worse and worse. This year was probably the worst. And this is just for permit classes. But what I'm going to do from now on, and I was a bit afraid to do this because whenever I have introduced people or introduced this in the past, I tried to do this probably 7 or 8 years ago, and the people signing up for my permit classes just went down. They really did go down. But now it's starting to get so bad again that it's time to do this again. And when people want to sign up for the permit class, what I'm going to do, if you're listening and you've already taken the class, you kind of know how it works. They sign up for the class, or they call me to sign up for the class. I send them a link. They pay completely 100% payment for the class, which is $95. It is going to be non-refundable, and they pay it. And once they pay it, and I get that notification that they've paid it, I will then put their name on the list, and I will send them all the information they need for the class. And then they have secured a seat in that class. And it's interesting because I've got that January class coming out. And this is what I fear. And it's already starting to happen, or it's still really early, is I've given that link out for the January class, that registration link out to like 5 people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do it. And just send me the link. And nobody has signed up for the January class yet. And I can look at it as people don't like the link. It's working. I'm positive it's working. I've tested it out myself. They don't like the link, or they're waiting till the last minute, but I'm like, is the link scaring people away? Was I better off signing people up on just a word of mouth, a verbal agreement, and then, better chance of them showing up than actually registering and paying ahead of time? Like, is that a thing? Is that going to happen? Is that going to affect it? Or is this like, okay, if this registration and pay link is scaring people off, once I give it to them and they look at it and they don't sign up, is that the person that was going to sign up and probably not freaking show up anyway? I don't know how to take this. We're going to see. We're going to try this out in January class, which is a pretty bold move on my part because, to be honest with you, January class, typically, I know it's weird, it's been the largest class, my largest permit class of the year, every year for the last like 6 or 7 years running. Like I had 19 people this last permit class. I usually have between 25 and 30 in January for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. I think it's because, it's probably because everyone shows up because they don't, bail on me to go camping and not call. That's what I'm thinking. But that's the way Patriot Defense is going to run. After 14 or 15 years of doing this, I got to treat this place more like a business. So I'm doing that with the permit classes, and I'm going to do that with it's the full price for the permit class. And then for the private instruction, I'm going to have a non-refundable half down, and then you can pay the other half when you show up at class. That's kind of how I'm doing that. So it's a whole thing. It's something that I never wanted to do. I just wanted to be real easygoing about it, and it worked for a little while. It's not working anymore, and I think I don't even want to sit down because I have lists, and I could sit down and I could pencil this all out, and I could find out how many people actually didn't show up to class for the year, within a year, and I could look and I could figure out how much money I was out. I bet you I would cry. That's how bad that's how bad it's been getting. So I don't know if you or your friends sign up for a class and I send you a registration link. I guess I'm fixing to find out if you're actually going to show up to class or not. So that's kind of my PSA for Patriot Defense. I'm going to throw that out on Facebook here. Probably the next supposed to do it today, but probably the next day or two, and we'll just put it out there and we'll see what happens. There was one more thing I want. Oh, yes, there is one more thing I want to talk about. I was perusing through Facebook this morning really quick, in between some different things I had going on, and there was a local representative she posted up a video off from YouTube. Now, I didn't watch the video from YouTube. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But she posted up a video on YouTube, and it was Trump and the administration and these 10 gun things that they just passed, and you all need to know about it. So I didn't watch the video, but I ran down to the comments real quick, and I was looking at the comments, and people are like, I don't think this is true. I can't find this published anywhere, like on a actual mainstream like news source. I don't think this is true. Now, I looked at the video without watching it, and you can just kind of look at it and go, yeah, that's AI generated, or that's clickbait, or whatever it is. It boggles my mind that someone in an elected position, a state representative for the state of Idaho, posted something like that and didn't look at it. Or they looked at it and actually thought it was true. Come on, man. You're the one that's supposed to be representing the state. You're representing the people of the state, right? And you're a Trump person. Like, you should know. You should understand this. You should be able to look at this and go, that's trash. That is not right. That is incorrect. Whether you like Trump or not, come on, man. AI is out there. AI is absolutely everywhere. Stuff like this is generated all the time. Whether it's AI or whether it's Trump, the Trump administration himself doing this, look how good I'm doing type of thing, and they put this clickbait thing out there, so you look at it and you don't watch the video, but you say, oh, he's done 10 things for the Second Amendment. Well, that's bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. He's barely done anything for the Second Amendment. Okay, I have many podcast episodes where I yell about that for 20, 30 minutes. So I don't know if that's like fake news coming from the MAGA base is what I want to say, or it's just AI. I don't know what it is, but don't get snared into that. Don't get sucked into that, to believing that. Like, go search around. Like, if you see a video like that, go check it out. And I don't care what it doesn't even have to be about the Second Amendment, but be careful with those fake videos and the AI. They'll trap you. But it just makes me scratch my head and shake my head that a state representative reposted that on their social media page. I'm like, you just look like an idiot. You look like a complete uneducated moron when you do stuff like that. You really do. So that's my thoughts on it. Just double check everything anymore, folks. And YouTube's getting bad about all kinds of videos. And it's that term clickbait. It's out there and it's everywhere. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. That's really all I had for you now. I'll try to organize some bigger stories. There's a lot of stuff going on with the new Glock Gen 6s and all kinds of other stuff coming out that I can put together and we can chat about. Maybe I'll get some more people for the podcast. We are coming up on Christmas. Maybe we'll have a Christmas special. I doubt it, but maybe the idea is cool. We'll see what happens. You guys have a good week. Bye.